Hey guys, welcome to the next part of the video. I just wanted to give a small overview of how Lyra's weapons are laid out. Starting from the left, just give a quick overview. The weapon pickup data. This is a weapon pickup definition data asset. This is where you set the parameters of the weapon spawner. So you have things like the sound, the respawn sound, pickup effect, respawn effect, what mesh you want to display for that weapon. And then, you have to link to this inventory item definition, which is this ID pistol in this case. From here, this is kind of like where you set the stats of the weapon, the display name, if it's going to have a quick bar icon, the ammo size, cartridge size, if there's spare ammo, what reticle it's going to use, yada yada yada. From there, we have the Lyra equipment definition. Here, this is where everything you see here on the right kind of gets bundled in. Here, you'll have the ability sets, which will have the gameplay abilities, and this is where you can set like what left click does or right click, or if you want to add some extra neat abilities, you'll use this over here for the weapon. The B pistol, this is the blueprint of the mesh. So in this case, you have mesh referencing to how you want your weapon to look like. In this case, it's the pistol. But this also handles the firing effect. If you're using the team colors with the weapon, this is also where you can handle the change for that. And this one also has the firing effects like the bullet spread. From here, we have the weapon instance type at the bottom. This is where, the logic for the weapon itself is handled. Like if, in this case, it's inherent from the ranged weapon instance. And this one handles logic like the weapon spread, the heat logic, how accurate is the first shot. With the spread, is pretty much, how much does it spread the longer you hold it as it's firing. And then we also have the equip and unequip animations and the melee attack montage for all the ranged weapons. So for our use case, I also just want to mention real quick, with the equipment definition, this is also where you specify where you want that mesh to be spawned on the actor, like with socket, the transform offset. So with that, for us to get melee working, we're gonna have to make a modification in 2 or 3 spots, right? Let's start from the top with the blueprint. This B weapon has more. It has a lot of logic for ranged weapon firing. So what we're gonna do is branch it off to create a new base where everything common between melee and range is gonna happen will be added in here. But then we're gonna create a base for range and one for melee. And this is what we'll use to create our melee weapons if we want to add more, and you'll still be able to add range weapons if you wanted to. From there, of course, we're gonna have to create our own gameplay ability for melee weapons. Don't mind this, my writing. And then the last one we would have to branch off is over here. Because, we don't need to inherit for the Lyra range weapon instance since we're using melee weapons, that won't matter to us. One thing we would have to do is create a base of this one, or not create a new one actually, just modify this one to be like a true base, not just specific to range weapons. And then from there, we can create a base for melee and a base for ranged. instance types. Just leave that as is. So yeah, this one's gonna need to split apart, and from there, of course, we'll care about this. That'll be the common. This is also gonna be tied to it. And then from there, we won't need the melee attack monsters on the melee instance itself because that'll be handled by the gameplay ability. And we definitely won't be needing these for melee. So yeah, with that, let's move on to the next part and get these implemented. Thanks.